time zones.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the Barrel Roll News
Hold
post
on.
credit.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the Barrel Roll News
Nice.
post credit show.
There we
I
go.
wasn't looking.
I was not paying attention to that one either, so that was Nick's bad. I got it. We're good now.
It could be all of our bads except for
Aw.
his. Except super
I have
bad.
no idea what's
Super
going on. I'm just here.
Welcome to the post-credit show where we talk about games we've played, movies we've watched, and other sort of stuff we have done.
Like
Hi, my
experiences.
name's Tony.
I'm Nick.
Chris.
Thank you. It's January of 2019.
The 12th, even.
Some would say it's the 12th. Depends on which time zone you're in.
Sorry if you
I
were
don't know
trying.
anything about time zones, so I don't know.
Sorry if you were trying to watch us previously on the YouTubes. It did not work.
The short answer is it did not work. Yeah.
The hamsters are broken.
The hamsters broke.
We didn't have hamsters.
Yeah, we lost the YouTube hamsters.
We tried to.
They apparently it's illegal.
We
to
tried to
brand.
conserve the
We found them,
hamsters.
though.
Apparently they learned that we tried to brand them with the YouTube logo,
Yeah,
but
they
they
weren't
ran
so
away.
happy
They
with
ran
that.
away.
Yeah,
So
We negotiated. They're back.
yeah.
they're super,
Fine.
and they're branded.
They've unionized.
That's related to one of the shows I watched this week.
they've become a union. They're good to go.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome.
That's-
Greetings.
Greetings.
YouTube is still not really working. I'm just gonna throw that out there. so-
YouTube. When
They
to
need
be
to
honest,
figure their hamsters out.
Yeah,
And really though, when does YouTube ever work?
it's
all the time.
it's a their hamster problem.
When does YouTube ever work, really, guys?
Either way, you can watch our other stuff after because our newscast has just made its way over to
Yes.
to.
It won't be live,
It's not live, so you can't chat
But-
with us there, but
but you can still chat with us here.
you can, and on
Right
our
now.
Discord.
So
Do
let's
it.
get into it, gentlemen.
Do it.
I'll go.
Go for it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I
Yes.
watched. I played Pokemon Let's Go. I crushed the Silph and yeah. I'm installed on Celia right now.
Nice.
So my overly leveled Pokemon are literally just sweeping all the Rocket guys in there.
See, and that's why I say with the 2019 game coming
it's-
out, there's elements I want from Pokemon Go, and there's other stuff that it's like that cannot be a thing in the game anymore. Because yeah,
It makes it easy to just kind of sweep everything. Although there is one thing I do miss. I miss Pokemon abilities. Abilities were huge and a lot of fun,
oh yeah.
and those were never in Generation 1. So I want those back. Other than that, it's I love that game. It's really, really good.
I need to breed Squirtles. It is my
Yes.
It's the only thing I do.
Sunglasses?
no. They
You
can't.
can't transfer them
can't
in.
transfer them in.
It's sad
What's
face.
the point?
I know.
Really, you know what? And that kind of gets me is the
All
amount of Pikachu's I'm holding on to with stupid hats.
I know.
Would be really nice to throw into that game and have them in the game.
Yes, model. They already have hats for Pikachu and Eevee in that game.
Right.
Just do it for both.
But that's what I mean. It's like I sit there going, it'd be nice to be
Yeah.
able to just and then play with them because you can run around with them in the Poke Park and
Yeah.
all. It's like it's all I want. And
Apparently
it's,
not.
Just transfer all my Pikachu's out with hats because they take up space in my Pokemon inventory on
Buy more
Pokemon.
bags.
And they take forever to delete and transfer.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Are you
are you
sure?
sure?
Are you sure? This
Yes,
is a
I don't
special,
freaking care.
It's a special Pokemon.
If I only have one of each.
I really don't care.
Special Pokemon.
So yeah, I've been playing through that. I'm going through Celadon Gym right now. I was gonna go to Cinnabar Island, but it was a little too over leveled for me, so I just went
So you're
back.
not going to sweep everything?
No. Well, as long as I get on my 8 gym badges, that's all I really care about.
There you go.
And the Kanto decks. So I've been playing that game. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9-9.
9-9. That's
New
a good
season.
New season. Started on Thursday.
Their ratings are up 50% over the season finale from last year. This is the highest it's been in 2 years.
That's not surprising.
NBC has been advertising the heck out of this show.
Yeah, they had the Die Hard promo. They had the Die Hard
The Law and Order promo.
They had Terry Crews painting a Christmas tree.
Yeah, that was the best. I spread that to so many people because it's like, there's people that I work with. They're like, it's like, do you like Brooklyn Nine-Nine? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, cool. Here. It's like, do you like Bob Ross? Yeah. And it's like, do you like Terry Crews? Oh yeah. And it's like, here you go, Merry Christmas. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
this is what
It's
you're
like
getting
2
from
hours.
me
It's like
this
an
year.
hour. It's like an hour.
It's an hour and a half or something of watching Terry Crews paint a Christmas tree.
Like Bob Ross.
And he gets so excited when he gets to go, we're just going to put some little trees. And he's like, I've always wanted to say that. And you're like, oh, Terry, you're so cute. Like,
So yeah,
for such a big guy, you are such a softy. And
yeah,
it's so
that's
cute.
season 6. Started
6
out with a
opener.
bang.
Yeah.
Started a really good bang.
Literal.
So one of the fun things they got to do on NBC is they can now bleep out swear words.
I saw that.
And they can now pixelate nudity. They weren't allowed to do that at Fox. You're not allowed to bleep out.
Insinuate things.
Yeah, you're not allowed to insinuate that kind of stuff. So
That leads into the other show that I've been watching too.
Good Place
No.
or Superstore.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, but NBC's got a great
Yeah.
lineup again of shows.
But yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That I love the intro. The fact that they had to film that last year,
Yeah.
or whatever last season, and not talk about what happened.
Yeah.
They played it cool.
They did. There was some good stuff, but yeah, the bleeping out part. It was like this
That
bee.
was weird. That
This
was
bee needs a C and her A, and it was like Andy Samberg just like
Did he?
she's like-
I
and
think
she's
they
like-
legitimately said it too. And
they
then
did.
Yeah.
But she's like, this babe needs a coconut in her arms, and he's like, oh, I totally thought you meant this
And then-
beep needs a beep in her beep.
And her reaction is just like, what?
And he's like,
No.
that's what I was thinking. Like, that's why I was so confused.
New networks and everything.
Well, but that was like, and you're just sitting there going, way to not overdo it, but crush it with a solid joke.
But
Yeah.
Like,
pointed out right
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
Oh
No, they say it because there was, they let Terry Crews go nuts with just vitriol. Like, he went crazy in the bullpen one day, apparently.
Mhm.
As his line just said, like, start swearing. And one of the guys who plays, I think, Hitchcock was like, I was in the break room of the precinct.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have never heard Terry say those words ever in my
Oh, is
life.
this coming for this upcoming season?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
Terry gets to just go nuts.
Yeah.
And they bleep out an entire section of Terry going absolutely insane. And Terry Crews was actually like, I felt so bad after because of the things that came out of my mouth. And I'm like, I need an uncensored version of this show now. But the joke is the bleeps.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the fact that
Use it to
it's
the full
And the thing is,
advantage.
you don't lose that feeling of Brooklyn Nine-Nine either.
No.
It's all the humor's still there.
well, because it's all the same writers.
Yeah, everything's basically the same, just a different network.
Yeah,
What
said
they
that
can
they
do.
can now pixelate nudity, which has Hitchcock scared. The guy who's always taking his shirt off, because he's like, that was the limit of my stripping was on Fox was I could take my shirt off, and he's like, I'm scared of what they're going to make me do, because he
Yeah.
can get very naked on the show now.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So I caught up on that, and then Good Place. I actually caught up all of last mid-season up to this most recent one. Super good. I love everything that show's going towards.
They've been renewed again.
Yes. Yvette's surprise guest appearance in the most recent episode.
The lady from Nailed It.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Playing herself, but a very mellow version of herself.
I liked her in this.
Yes.
I hate her in everything else I've seen her in.
She gets a little bit.
Nuts.
Yeah. She's a
This
little
was
bit
a-
irritating. This is good.
This
is
was
good,
perfect.
This is good for her. It was still.
She nailed it.
It was surprisingly. Like she was a little bit crazy still. Let's be honest, but it's like a Good Place version of her being crazy.
Because someone else wrote the jokes, and I think that's what...
You think so?
Yes. Like, she, I think, can
think
be a
she-
good comedic actress, but when I watched her on The Fix just being her, I was like, you are not a funny person.
Mm-hmm.
But she can be a funny person, just not
Right.
using her own material sort of thing.
Yeah, this is definitely not. You can tell it wasn't.
Oh, yeah,
her
this is
style.
obviously someone
But it
wrote
was-
some
it was-
stuff. But her personality, it works. It
for
fit
that
perfectly.
role that they
Yeah.
had her in. So, and yes, that show is going to places where I don't know what's going on.
IHOP. They're going to IHOP.
They're going to IHOP.
They're going to
Now
IHOP.
they're officially going to IHOP for the
Yeah.
next episode. I love the random pieces of
Oh, yeah.
jokes in that show. Yeah, no, like we stopped around when did we stop watching last season? I think they just ended up finding out that they were on Earth from all those other reboots.
Oh, yeah,
That's where we stopped because my device stopped working,
Mm-hmm.
and now my device is not working. So I'm catching up on those TV shows, and no one told me that Superstore was as funny as that.
Superstore's great.
Like that show, it should not be as funny as it should be. It's
Oh, no.
so
Retail
good.
life.
Exactly. I was just going to say.
It's hashtag retail life. I was watching
Unless
something-
you've actually lived it, and then it's not.
Hey, YouTube's working.
It's it's kind of like the Office Space, but for retail.
It really.
It's the Office Space for retail.
We watch it, and it legitimately is the first
I was
10 years of my life.
I was just gonna say because I was watching
Yes.
YouTube
Yeah.
comments on some of the promos, and some of the comments were like, "This I worked at Walmart for like 5 years, and the first 5 minutes of this show triggered me like a Vietnam flashback."
Yeah.
Well, even that show, the British one with the I can't remember.
Oh, yeah,
where
yeah,
they're in
yeah.
the blue.
yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, me neither.
But even
I know
that,
the one
I
you're
look
talking
at,
about.
I watch some of the stuff. I'm like, okay, I might need to watch this.
I need to speak to your manager. This is completely unacceptable, ma'am. The box is open and the camera is not even like the first 5 seconds of that. I'm like, oh god.
I like the toast.
I love the little mini.
It burnt my toast. What
Yeah.
setting did you have it on? Doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter,
It burnt my toast.
Yes, I saw that.
I want a new one.
It really is.
All the random like intercuts between sequences. It's like I'm like, this has happened at one point in time in a Walmart in the States.
Yes.
Well, because to me, it is. It's not like what's happening between the employees, which is, you know, a portion of the show, but it's the customer interactions that are in those shows that it's like, oh my god, they've like,
Every once in a while,
sucked something out of my brain.
every once in a while, one of them will like cross the entire episode. The one where I'm only on season 1 right now,
Yeah.
but the guy who's trying to buy a toothbrush,
Yeah.
because the first cut is him like explaining to one of the associates, it's like, I need a toothbrush that gets rid of tartar.
Yeah.
And that was like the first 5 minutes, and then it's basically the entire morning shift of him like trying to find this one toothbrush, and he goes back to his kid in the car. I found it. I got a toothbrush, and that was the entire episode of their 8-hour shift.
Yeah.
Found it.
But that's what I mean. Like, it's because you get people. If you've ever worked retail, you get people who come in expecting you to know everything about everything in the store, and it's
you
like,
work here, you must know everything.
correct.
Yes.
And it's like,
Nope.
and again, I worked with food and like mainly fruits and vegetables and stuff, but people would sit there, well, why aren't these in? And you have an explanation. It's like, why aren't strawberries here right now? Well, it's December,
Yes.
and I'm not sure if you've noticed, but it's a little cold outside. Like, it's hard to grow strawberries.
Can't get it from
Garrett,
California.
And
Garrett
it's-
is probably my favorite character in that entire show.
Yes.
Garrett is the best. Like he's the I don't know how if his character changes or anything across the seasons, but at least in season 1,
The incompetent management, like, it's everything.
it's
The
it's
Office.
it's the office for retail,
And the piece of that manager,
which is not a bad thing.
No, that's
in, in Superstore, I think the manager, he's the lovable kind of dumb.
Mhm.
Like, when The Office first started, he was a moron, and like Steve
it
Carell
was
was
super awkward, but he did that so well.
and he did, like, and you loved to not like Steve Carell's character for a while, and he transformed into the lovable idiot.
Yep.
This guy just starts off as the like, I'm trying to run a store that's happy and everybody can like,
I'm
you know,
trying to put religion in my store, but I can't do it because of corporate.
but like he's a lovable kind of moron, but you're still that moron manager who has no concept of how the rest of the store is actually functioning right now.
I love the episode where they were locked in.
Yeah.
And she had to study for an exam, and she was like, I don't, you know what, I don't have those crazy nights trying to study for an exam that I have to go next morning and have a crazy party the night before. That's not me. And then that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
They got locked in the store, they had a giant party, and then she went to her exam.
Yeah. No, it's a solid show.
It's so funny. I wanted to bring that up with you to see it, like if you guys were into that.
Where are you watching it on?
Yes.
Your device?
Yes.
Not Netflix?
No.
We bought the seasons on Google Play, or the first season at least. I'm not sure if we ever.
On my device. That's where I found out, because I watched the first episode on YouTube for I don't know why. Someone posted it on the pilot episode.
Yep.
I'm like, this show's legit funny. So I looked it up. I'm like, there's 4 seasons in and it's still going. Right? Like it's not canceled, right?
I don't think so.
No, it's
Yeah.
got a new season.
It's totally
yeah.
like they're doing it.
It's kind of one of those shows that's flying under the radar because it's not getting the publicity and.
It should.
It's on season
5.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
not being like
It's gonna be on season
throwing
5.
out there. Hey, new episodes of Superstore.
No, because right now they're trying to push Brooklyn
Is it
Nine-Nine.
NBC still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all 3 of
Oh,
my
yeah.
shows happen to be on NBC. All 3 of my shows happen to be NBC.
They're trying to build their comedy lineup back up. So you've got Brooklyn Nine-Nine, then The Good Place, and The Good Place has been holding out strong enough that they put Brooklyn Nine-Nine in front of it to kind of be like, here's our new show, watch it, and then The Good Place, because, you know, that half hour, you're not going to spend it doing anything else productive, so watch our show. Superstore, Will and Grace, like, they've kind of got a comedy lineup again of shows.
Yeah.
On Thursday nights, like, it's back to being Thursday nights on NBC. Which is awesome, because, yeah, I just love how the Brooklyn Nine-Nine is created by Dan Gore. Good Place, Dan Gore, and it's like just hire him to all the
He
shows.
does everything.
Yeah,
And then there's Superstore.
and then Superstore.
Holy
No,
crap, that
solid show.
That show is so freaking funny. And of course my fiance worked in retail, so she's like, this
Yes.
I'm being triggered too.
It's
I'm triggering.
it's too real sometimes.
Customers are like this.
It's true.
And after that, I've been planning a trip to Japan, so that's
Life
really
experience.
life experiences. It's really easy. Okay, so my pro tip: I've been to Japan, but like if you're planning to go to Japan, plan a JR pass. Everyone says don't use the JR pass, but I think it's a really good idea, especially if you're doing long distance trips across Japan. If you're just doing a trip to say Tokyo or Kyoto and that's it,
Yep.
don't get a JR pass.
It's not like a Eurail pass. Gets you on trains.
Yeah. So essentially, because we're landing in Tokyo,
Yep.
and we're planning some trips to Kyoto, to Osaka, to Nara. A one-way trip to say Kyoto from Tokyo is like, for one person, it's like I think it's like $130.
Yep.
Like across the country, for one person for one trip, one like,
One way.
not even a round trip. Yeah, it's one way. For 2 people, that's like $600 to go back to Tokyo, and the JR pass costs $7. And you can use that for 7 days, or for 14 days, or for 21 days.
Yeah.
So if you're planning on doing like, if that's probably the best way to experience the entire, like, as much Japan as you can.
If you're going a lot of places, it's definitely yeah.
So but planning a trip, you mentioned earlier, like it's pretty easy if you know what you want to hit up. Like
That's really the piece to it is.
like you do a little bit of research.
Yeah.
Like we're not going to be planning minute to minute. We're going to be planning like, okay, so this day we're going to hit this and this and this, but anything else in between we're just going to.
Yeah, there's a reason travel agents are like slowly. It's a dying. There it is.
There.
Good.
Start over.
We're back.
I don't know.
All over.
Superstore and Superstore and Superstore.
Superstore is great.
Yeah, Superstore.
And Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn
Brooklyn
Nine-Nine.
Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
And
Oh my
traveling.
god, that's a great. Yeah, watching that Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode is because they're going on their honeymoon.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I am also planning one of those trips right now.
My
This is-
wife got traveler's insurance or wedding insurance.
I was thinking, I had to think about like, is that really a thing we should invest in? I'm like, no. No.
Only if you're like,
it's big enough.
if you're putting like together a $30,000 wedding, I would totally get insurance on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It's not.
no,
It's not feasible.
I wouldn't for a lot of other things. Like
I just didn't realize that existed.
there's
So,
insurance for everything if you find the right people. They'll
Yeah.
like.
Pokemon,
But yeah, that was
Pokemon
Legit
insurance.
stuff too. not
Pokemon
just-
insurance.
But yeah, that
please.
was the best one. We got wedding insurance, y'all, because she's
Ah,
a
money.
genius. And
I got
it's like
money.
it's just like renter's insurance. Do we have that too? It's like yes, and it's like you're a
You
wizard.
Shut up, Terry. Oh man, money changes you. you're poor, Terry. Oh man. It was literally like a 5-second piece too.
I'm kind of Gina's leaving the show too, partway through,
I'm
to become a
interested-
reoccurring kind of guest character.
She had a really
Show
heavy
up
piece
here everywhere.
in the first episode.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how they managed to phase her out.
And that's kind of I feel like it's not a bad thing because she has a very big personality.
Yeah.
Like the rest of them kind of all meld. She's kind of that one that always stands out. So she's good every once in a while.
This episode.
This will be a
really-
nice way to just, if they need her, they can use her.
And you know what? They wrote her out. They started planting the seeds of writing her
Yes.
out too, with
Yeah.
some of the story pieces,
Story
in
pieces in the
episode
episode,
1.
Yeah, it's there.
So
Either way,
it's-
planning a trip and closing
Planning-
down, what are they called? Travel agents, because to heck with them.
Right. So, to be fair, like we have a family friend who does travel agency stuff. So
Yep.
I booked my air flight and hotel through him. It would have been the same price. I just
Yeah.
gave him the information because I'm like, here you go, whatever. Like do it for me, whatever. It would have been the same price. But everything else we're doing ourselves.
Yeah.
The train system's crazy simple down there.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah, it's not us.
it's really.
I was just going to say, every
Everything-
train system around the
like,
world
it's
is better than
ridiculous
ours.
how simple it is to you just buy a pass and you put money on it and you scan it at the front gate.
Yeah.
And then depending on where you exit, it'll take off the appropriate amount of money.
Yeah.
So if it's only like 2 stops, you're going to be taking off like 50 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it should work.
When I went to Europe, I got the Eurail pass, which wasn't worth it for me because we only did like 3 train rides or whatever, and that one wasn't worth it. But yeah, taking like the actual LRTs in town, like
The
the light
local
rail,
transit,
the
yeah.
local transit, was stupidly easy. It's like,
Yeah.
want all day pass, and it's like, yes, please. And it's, I mean, it was $14.
Yeah, but if you're using it for everything.
But you're going like from here to here to here, and so you're just, I need to hop on
especially-
a bus, hop on a bus, hop
and
on a
especially-
train, hop on a train.
Especially now with the phones.
Oh, easy
Yeah,
peasy.
like we literally have our hotel put onto the map and say, from
Yeah.
here to here, give me the local transit. Okay, this is the exact train line you have to go. This is and,
Yeah.
and now, especially in Japan, with each distance is going to be different. It actually gives you an estimate of your fare too.
Oh, nice.
So it'll tell you like, okay, this trip will cost you 100 yen or 150.
So make sure
yen.
you have this much on your card or
Yeah,
whatever.
essentially, like don't be blown all on like coffee drinks or whatever.
Damn it. Bubble tea!
Everything. That's a Korean thing, I think.
Damn it.
I think that's Korean or Chinese thing.
Nah.
Definitely not Japanese.
Damn it.
They like their shaved ice, I think. I think it's a shaved ice thing for that.
Where's Hawaii? That's Hawaiian.
Maybe that's why. I don't know. So yeah, that's what I've been doing this week.
Big shaved ice. I love those.
Yeah, that's big everything down there. We're looking forward to
If you go to the festivals, though, you can get the
Oh,
people
yeah.
who appropriately do shaved ice. It's
And I was looking,
best.
and I've been spending a lot of time on YouTube travel videos to
Mhm.
Japan, and like everything down here is crazy freaking cheap. Like, and there's
Because it's Japan.
yeah, it's Japan. Everything is there.
Yeah. It's like they make everything.
It's either they make it or it's coming from China.
Yeah.
Not too far away.
Which yeah, like it's food items are great. Like if you're looking to buy some shopping stuff, like it's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So we're looking. Yeah, that's a thing. So that's been my week.
Cool.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine TV shows. Actually, basically just that one night.
So just gonna say, I've been watching a lot of YouTube, and then all of a sudden, Brooklyn Nine-Nine was on, and I'm like, gotta watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So I PVR'd it because my wife is further back. She's seen the Thanksgiving episode about 6 times because she comes through at that point of my rewatch all the time.
I like how Captain Holt mentioned, or they referenced the Halloween heist for like 5 seconds in the episode.
What about the Halloween heist?
I'll just win it.
Yeah, I'll just come back and win. It's
Because it's not Halloween right now.
But like, yeah, so I've been watching a lot of YouTube otherwise because I've been trying to get stuff done for the website and this and that and everything because I found a really cool website. If you guys, if people do stuff later, you can post
We do stuff later.
They do things later for you. You can
Okay.
post to your social media in advance.
Mhm.
And
It's kind of like we used to.
Hootsuite used to do
Yeah,
it,
that's what
but
I-
Hootsuite now wants money.
Oh.
These guys will do it for free as long as you only post 30 posts in a month.
That's
to each.
about a day or so.
You get a post a day. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I made new graphics, threw them all in. It actually saves your posts, so you can legitimately, like, every Thursday, it'll just be like, hey, remember, we have a show on Saturday, da-da-da-da-da-da. All the hashtags are saved, everything. So I hit the button, posted one, and it's done.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, scheduled through into February already for posts, and I'm just like,
We're
done.
Ready. We're ready.
So I'm putting time into that, but then I watch YouTube while I'm doing it.
Mhm.
So Game Grumps has taken up a lot of my time because I haven't watched them in forever since JonTron left Game Grumps. And so this other guy, I was like, I don't know, if it's not the 2 guys I'm used to, I don't want to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
This other guy's really good. I really appreciate him. But that's where I watched the one game that I want us to play as a group.
Novel game?
Without
Sometime.
telling you guys what the game is.
Sometime.
It's another choose your own event. Oh shit, I can't do that.
Choose your own destiny.
It's sort of like
Bungie's gonna come after you.
so this game is definitely a lot of reading and a lot less
They
choice making.
They choose my destiny. I'm saying choose your own destiny.
But there's some
pew better.
There's some it's an interesting kind of twist in this game genre, which is legit. Like we played Had a Full Boyfriend or what the pigeon dating game.
Yeah.
This is essentially one of those.
He doesn't sound too impressed
Yeah.
with that.
It's one of those where
Yeah.
it's a lot of reading. It's a visual
Yeah.
novel with some choices in between, but then things happen that you wouldn't normally expect to happen in that kind of game. So it's kind of
Now
cool.
a pigeon appears and wants to.
There's no pigeons.
Well, that you know.
We're
of.
we're pigeon. I watched the entire playthrough. There is no pigeons. We're safe.
That you know
There's a
of.
cat dating game though that came out.
That doesn't surprise me.
Either way, so yeah, I've been watching a ton of YouTube, but otherwise, I've watched some Jeopardy on Netflix.
Yeah.
The tournament of the
I think
decades one.
I think that's the only things they put on is the.
There's the
tournament
decades
ones. The
tournament and the tournament
They
of
don't
champions.
have like weekly episodes.
Yeah,
so.
and the tournament of
No.
champions. There's
It's-
no chance that I'm not getting any of those questions, but
I get one, and I feel real good about myself.
Really, like there was a $2,000 question, and I nailed it, and I'm like,
$2,000.
Nick done. Nick out.
I'm done for the rest. I'm staying silent.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shut up. Which would actually win me some of those games, because
Yeah.
every once in a while you get those guys who just don't
They
know
whiff it.
category, and yeah.
Or they bet too much money on a double, or
Well, and it's funny because we played Jeopardy that one day
Yes.
while we were here, and it does. If you buzz too early, you get locked out. If you do this too early, you get locked out. So you watch those tournament shows, and like there's the one guy in the one episode, he was about to kill the guy next to him, because the guy next to him was casually just like standing.
Yeah.
So you couldn't see his hands,
Mhm.
but he clearly had the timing down, because he was getting every buzzer. And the guy next to him at one point, it's got all three of them on camera, and the guy in the middle's just like... And the guy on this end still gets it. And the guy in the middle's just like... And you're going, dude, stop doing what you're doing. It's clearly not working. Just, like...
Time it too.
You have to time it. You gotta buzz it. Don't just rattle on the damn thing. It's probably timing you out every time you click the
now
button.
he's broken. He broke his buzzer.
Yeah.
That was great because what I was doing, I wasn't doing the thing. I was just
Yeah, exactly. You're
if I
trying
do too
to...
early,
Just trigger-
I get
just
you or
trigger your
Brian.
opponent.
And,
Yeah. But yeah, so either way, watching Jeopardy's fun. I've been playing Jeopardy on my Switch.
by yourself.
Yeah, against... I turn the computers up and,
Huh.
and give it a shot. And I mean, the computers... Jeopardy on the Switch is legit. They give you 3 answers.
Yeah.
So you got a 1 in 3 shot of actually...
So you can feel
Getting it.
a little more intelligent.
And in all honesty, a lot of times Jeopardy is like they show the question, you're like, I know the answer to this. If they gave me options, I could totally answer this question.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the Switch version is. It's just, hey.
Yeah,
you
I remember us playing it on the PC.
Yeah, same shtick.
Yeah,
the only version that I've ever had to type answers in is this bloody Super Nintendo
Yeah.
versions that we used to play at your place.
Yeah.
You actually, on a Super Nintendo, had to like
Choose.
go through the alphabet.
It was a keyboard.
Or was it
just-
key? Oh,
was a
yeah.
keyboard.
But type in your damn answers with a timer.
Huh.
On a Super
Although
Nintendo.
the timer was pretty.
It was generous,
Yes.
but still, on a Super Nintendo, you're sitting there,
Oh, spelled that wrong.
and spelt it wrong, and you're like, does humor have a U in this game or not?
No.
No.
Flavor.
Flavor. So I've been playing Jeopardy, I've been playing Wheel of Fortune because they were both on sale.
The board games are really not too bad on.
I'm
the
excited
Switch.
for some of like Pandemic.
have-
we were talking about
yeah.
that with like Pandemic and stuff coming
Pandemic,
out.
yeah,
Catan.
Catan.
I have Carcassonne
Yeah.
on there, which is I played that game. I did anyways for regular.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Mhm.
Testing myself against those damn computers.
But that's kind of it's nice that you can do that because that was even we were talking going like board games. It's tough to get together for board games.
And the
At
nice
least
thing
with
about the
something
Switch
that,
is like you can put it on. You can even put it face down.
Yeah.
Or flat on the table.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing vibrates. So.
No, but
Well,
you
but
take the
without the
control.
controllers, it
You
wouldn't.
just put the
Oh
screen.
no, I had to be playing it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was because I'm sitting there and all of a sudden at the end of the game it's kind of doing points and every time I got points.
It's actually
And I-
loud.
and
It's a
if some
louder
people-
motor than I thought it would
Oh yeah,
be.
and
See, and
people
it's a lot louder.
around me are looking at me
Yeah.
like, what?
Well, I'd be playing
Yeah.
in bed, and it's like
I know.
I'd play Smash, and it's like brr, 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 and it would wake up my partner.
So Jeopardy, when it's your turn to like pick something, but with the rings on too, because it'll rattle against here. It's the loudest bloody thing. So it's like you're
Oh.
holding the controller. Like,
You gotta hold it like this.
yeah, my turn. Wheel of Fortune. I hate that game. It is rigged up to no end
Of
with
course
the
it is.
loser turns and the bankrupts. Like,
Of course it is. It's always been like that.
and that's my thing. Like, I haven't watched it on TV in forever, but I feel like there are more loser turns and bankrupts on that board than there should be because we're
Because
all
you kept
hitting
hitting
it.
it.
The computer's hitting it. Everybody's hitting it.
That's the point. That's how it's called game balance.
But yeah, it's like either way, I normally can win Wheel of Fortune. I never win the grand prize though. And Wheel of Fortune has the one thing because Jeopardy, it's just your icon and then blank spaces for the other people.
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune, you actually can customize your character. So as you win things, you can like change your, like the characters' costumes and that kind of stuff, or the set. So it's like now we're playing in
Is it-
Hawaii.
It's still
Yay.
Vanna White and
Sure.
I don't
It's
know.
a nondescript male and a nondescript female, and they
Just
you know,
in case.
just in case.
whoever I don't know. Yeah, then you never have to deal with licensing issues, and
Yeah.
you know it's just
Gotta get
they
the-
never actually say Vanna or Pat. It's just and here are your hosts.
Hey, lady.
And the guy they walk out and like he sends her off to the board kind of thing, and he steps up and is like, now it's time for a quick round. Start guessing letters, everybody.
B.
Or no, the letters start showing up randomly. You have to buzz in.
T.
It's a
Q.
quick draw
V.
round. Q.
Z.
X.
Either way, I can usually
Y.
get most of those ones until
choose
Final
Y.
Jeopardy, when it's like you get R, S, T, L, N, E, and they're like, pick 3 more consonants and a vowel, and I'm like, okay, and I get like 1.
Yeah.
And I'm
Batman
like,
symbol. Batman symbol.
See, we always did it whenever we played those type of games with the final one.
Yeah.
You work as a group.
well, but I'm playing by myself, so
Oh, I get it.
yeah.
Cool.
Work as a group to try and win the grand prize.
Well, you
Guys,
do.
we're going to
I
Hawaii.
used to play with on
It's up-
PS3 or PS4
Yeah.
where my brother and sister-in-law played it, and we all played.
Work as a group to try
and
and
we'd
get that last
be
one.
competitive.
Yeah.
To no end, playing regularly, but then when it got to the final one, okay, we all worked together on this.
Also, Little Dragon Cafe I got. It is from the creator of Harvest Moon. So not Natsume and not the other company, but the legit
I hear
guy
it's-
who created Harvest Moon.
I hear it's one of those Harvest Moon style games that you make, but you can literally do anything you want.
Sort of.
That's
So
what-
you run a cafe. Spoilers, I guess, for the storyline, the beginning part of the storyline. You wake up the first morning, and they should really tell you more about the game, because a lot of Harvest Moon games, the whole point is like meet people in town, get married, do this, do that, do this. This game starts you off and it's like, are you a boy or a girl? And it's like, okay, a boy. And it's like, what's your name? So you put your name in, and it's like, what's the name of like your assistant? And I'm like, question mark. So I just left it as the neutral, whatever it was. It's a good thing, because if you're trying to name them after like your significant other or some such thing, this person wakes you up and it's like, hey, we have to go see mom. And it's like, oh, we're related.
Bob.
You are now.
Awkward.
So either way, you go to see your mom in the first part of the game, and she's like, I'm going to teach you guys how to run this restaurant. So how to bake, and it's a rhythm game to bake.
Awesome.
Or to make
Tony's
food.
in.
Sold.
It's not a great rhythm game, so don't get attached. But
Tony
as you
out.
add more ingredients, there's more notes you have to hit as the songs go.
That's exactly how baking is.
Yes, or
That's
cooking.
exactly-
To make a salad, it's
Totally,
like you're
totally.
putting this in your salad, and it's like,
Exactly.
okay. And it's just directional rhythm, so it's,
Just like cooking.
yeah.
Just like
up,
baking.
down, left, right.
Absolutely.
Is that not how you bake?
Some salt.
Yeah. Yeah. And your guy does. He moves from, like, different parts of the kitchen to do different things. So if he's chopping, he's over here. If he's baking something, he's over at the oven. If he's doing, like... He does move, which is kind of cool. But you can't watch it because you have to watch the damn...
Yeah. It's the problem with those music rhythm games. It's like you're watching the tracks.
There's a great visual going on that you just can't watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rockman is bad for that. It look great, but
But you never know. It's for everybody watching you play Rock Band, essentially. This one could have legitimately just thrown up a giant screen. I'd be like, this is better because I'm not trying to watch the little guy like, ha, 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 ha. Either way. She teaches you how to cook. You have to wait tables. You legitimately have to take an order, put it into a cash register, that kind of thing. The rest of the game is going out into the world and collecting the ingredients. So to put something on your menu, you actually have to have, like if you're making pancakes, you have to have flour and milk and eggs and this and that and everything else. You have to go collect it. Then you wake up the next morning and your mom's not up yet because she's sick. Because, then a wizard appears out of nowhere.
yes,
Well,
of course,
with
of course.
the game with the dragon and
Well, but so that's the shtick, is like, a wizard appears and you're like, okay.
Just like normal.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
Harvest
every day.
Moon. It's out of Japan. You just roll
Yes.
with it. You
Yeah.
roll with that
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of punch, and it's just like, all right. And the wizard's like, oh, I got here late, and it's like, did you know your mom's like half dragon, and the dragon blood inside of her is slowly killing her? And you're like,
no.
no.
What about me?
Yeah, that's my concern, right?
What about me?
And either way, he's like, the only way to save her is by giving her, or by raising this dragon. So he gives you an egg, and then the egg hatches, and a little dragon comes out.
Is
and
it
you
cute?
Have, it's very cute. So you have to feed the dragon, and the
Turn
dragon
it back in.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So you have to feed the dragon. You can actually change the dragon's color, which is like got me totally stoked. So if you feed him salad, he'll turn green.
Oh, that's cute.
It's like he starts shifting
Dragons
color.
aren't vegetarians.
Mine
you
is.
You don't know that.
Because he's going to be a green flippin' dragon because he starts off red. So I'm slowly
Yeah,
drifting
I was
him
gonna say,
towards
feed
green.
him meat. Keep him red.
He goes red. Certain meat meals will turn him like yellow or
Black.
orange. I haven't seen black.
Silver.
Not that I've seen yet.
I
But,
want a silver dragon.
Yeah.
but either way,
White
so
dragon.
as you feed him, he grows more, and the more he grows, the more places you can go because the more abilities your dragon has. So he can actually beat up bad guys or destroy rocks or do that kind of stuff. So you want to raise your dragon, but at the same time, you have to show back up at the cafe every day for the lunch rush and the dinner rush to help out the people that have come to work for you.
That's the music rhythm portion?
No, that's the baking portion,
okay.
or the cooking portion. But you do have a cook, so if you don't want to cook, you don't have to cook. If you don't want to wait tables, there's people that do it.
So you do nothing.
So what's
The problem is that the guy waiting tables is lazy.
So you have to.
So you have to walk over to him, and you either have to be there to make sure your staff's working, or just do their jobs for them.
Oh,
So you have
a good
to.
manager does.
So you have to keep the cafe running. You also have to go and explore to get new ingredients so you can make more things. And then the wizard magically adds to your cafe as you progress through the story. So he'll create rooms. And people come and stay with you. And then
So
you have to solve their problems by cooking for them.
So what's this wizard's end game? Is he just like...
I don't know.
fairy
It's like he's an old
godmother.
family friend or something.
Is he...
A fairy godmother.
Fairy god wizard?
Yes.
And maybe he'll turn out to be a boss at the end. Who knows? Like, I don't know where this game
It
is
sounds
going.
Or
like he's
he's a
sleeping at your
dragon,
place,
too.
staying at your place for free.
Yeah, everybody stays
He
at my
gave you a
place for
dragon.
free. So that's the
He gave
thing.
you a
There's also
dragon.
no money in this game.
So
Legitimately, people come in and they're like, I'll take the pancakes. And you're like, okay. So you take their order to the cash machine, put it in. The guy makes pancakes. You take the pancakes to the table, give him the pancakes. And then he eats the pancakes, leaves, and you have to clean up after him. And I'm like,
But he paid you money.
no,
how do you get money?
there's no money in the game.
Then why is there's no monetary...
Does he trade goods with you?
Essentially, you are trying to gain the reputation of, like, increase the reputation of your cafe.
That seems like poor marketing.
Yeah, very poor marketing. You're going to go out of business real fast.
Sometimes,
Everything is free just to get my name out there.
if you
Then I'll
talk
start
to
charging
them,
money.
if you talk to them, sometimes they'll give you like food. So like a guy will be like, "I brought this potato for you," and you're like, "Oh, good, thanks, man. Needed that for whatever I was making with potatoes."
Mashed potatoes.
Potato whiskey.
And then, so
Baked
really,
potato.
you're looking for recipes and you're looking for ingredients for your thing. But the main part of the game is raising the dragon so that you can essentially cure your mother at some point in the game.
With fire.
Yeah, I'm
Dragon
apparently.
fight. I've watched Game of
You got to
Thrones. I think.
sacrifice your dragon
I've watched
No,
Game of
to
Thrones.
save them all.
No,
Or
Not
it gets
gonna happen.
Big, or it gets big enough where it eats her and ends her suffering.
I've watched. No, you give her half his heart, like dragon
Oh
heart.
yeah, I like
God.
that one.
Yeah.
I like that
And then yeah.
Movies.
I get
Movie
that.
reference.
I get that reference. I get that reference.
I also got into the Breach, which I played for about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
I went through the tutorial and I'm like, I need to be more awake to play.
Right?
This
It's
game.
cool, right?
It's very cool, but it is very strategically, like, you have to plan ahead, and
Even though it tells you everything that's gonna happen.
yeah, you still need to be planning because it's like, oh, I just smashed that giant thing into a building and killed 1,000 people.
Oops.
Neat. Whoopsies.
I mean, I barely escaped out of this level. Cool.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's a game for another time. And then I did download, it just came out, Tales of Vesperia.
Is that the
'Cause
Switch?
It is the new one, or not the new one. It came out on the PS3
Yeah.
ages ago, but this is the definitive edition that they're re-releasing for everything. But I like the Tales
Oh,
games.
yes.
Yeah.
I love the Tales games.
At some point in time, those Tales games were fun to play, and then they just started getting stupid with the naming.
Yeah.
and then
Well, and then I had no
everything-
idea what was going on.
And then it
anymore.
became super anime.
They've always been. If you've played them on the Super Nintendo, they were like that. They were chibi on the Super Nintendo from the get-go. I just love the battle system where it's still slightly turn-based but freeform. Like you can run away from the bad guys and
That's-
roll it back around, and
That's kind of like Star Ocean.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Star Ocean.
very much so. But even they did that on the Super Nintendo. It was a flat 2D plane,
Mhm.
and you could run with your guy. Like if he had a sword, you were running with the sword. You could jump over the bad guys. Like it felt like almost like a fighting game when you got into the fights,
Yeah.
which was very different for RPGs back then, which was all turn-based.
Mhm.
Or if you were playing an action game, you were an action game. You didn't go from RPG to action fighting.
Yeah.
Kind of side-scrolling, like, oh, if I double tap this and hit this, he'll do a special slash move.
Right.
Like, that one's like, what? So, I've got that one installing, but I haven't played it yet. Other than that, I think that's all I have.
Movies.
Oh, and no, finished the series, unfortunately. I talked
Yep.
about that last week.
You need to watch it. It's great.
Oh, get on that.
It's great. It's great.
School.
Titans is out now.
I have no interest in it. Apparently, it gets really dark at the end of the season one.
Yep.
Screw Batman.
No.
I
we
know.
know.
I know what the word is.
I wonder if did they cut that line? Did
I
they
doubt
censor
it.
it? Do you
No,
think they?
I think it's in the first episode.
Yeah,
It's in the
it's
first
net-
episode. I haven't watched it, so
It's
I don't.
Netflix. They're not gonna.
No. Like even for the DC,
Not
like when they put it on there.
No, the people are sleeping with each other. People
Yeah.
are swearing. There's
Yeah,
the
that's
violence
that's
is
how
out there.
that's the point of the show. It is supposed to be a now.
I get it. I don't know. I don't know if it was just like a marketing piece where it's like we want to get views and people watching this show, so we're gonna have them
No,
drop the
I think
F-bomb.
it's right in there in the first episode.
Well, that was someone asking about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's like, when it hits Netflix, are they gonna like take the bleeps out? And it's like, no, it's not. That's not the
South
point.
Park.
Yeah,
It's not South Park here. Come on.
like
South
Arrested
Park's not on Netflix. So.
No, but like South Park ended up
Great.
taking their swears off.
Arrested Development. The bleeps were the joke. Like that's the thing with those is like the bleeps are the joke.
Yeah.
Not what he's actually saying. It's the bleeps that are the actual funny part.
Right.
Or if you can find a funny way to swear, then you can do it. Like Arrested Development got away with dropping an F-bomb on network TV because they cut it in the commercial. So he starts by, and then they played like 3 or 4 commercials, and he comes back and he goes, and it's like So if you watch it commercial free, you'd get
The full.
the full effect of the word.
Good Place handles it very, very well.
And The Good Place just replaces, like holy forking shirt balls.
Ashtray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, that's what I've been up to.
What have you been up to, good sir?
Well, a few things.
A few things.
Yes. I've watched Mad Max 3. I think I rewatched that.
It's like the old.
Beyond the Thunderdome with Tina Turner.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's weird.
It's probably my favorite one out of the 3.
Yeah.
The original 3,
The
anyways. You can definitely tell there was a budget to this movie now.
Really?
They
Yes.
have money.
Well, and I was reading the IMDb facts after, and this is the first Americanized one. The other ones were all Australian,
Right.
which is the setting. It's still in Australia, but it's just got Americanized.
Mhm.
No, don't start playing Venom. Bad.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're gonna get
till
dinged
later.
by Eminem.
Wait till later.
I'm gonna wait till later.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Pretty straightforward.
Can you already buy Captain Marvel?
No, you can pre-order all of them.
You can always pre-order it.
Buy pre-order.
Another movie I watched was Unbreakable.
I
I liked it.
Unbreakable, like
I liked it. Like I did.
I remember not liking it, but I remember being a kid and
Bruce
being
Willis
very
one?
confused. Yeah, being
yeah.
very confused.
Yeah, I
by
watched it for the first time too, and I was very. It does not age well.
I thought it was fine. It didn't need to.
It was
Apparently,
super-
they're using clips from it for the new movie.
It didn't need
like,
to show the superpowers or anything.
No,
It
it's
was,
not that.
That
It
wasn't
just-
the point of that movie, though.
No,
No.
it wasn't. But it was just so slow.
That's the point of that movie.
It is so. It
I didn't
dragged.
find it that.
Things
slow.
dragged and had very. I just didn't like
It's
it.
a narrative thing. It's not a
It's
showy
not- it's not-
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they pulled the M Night Shyamalan thing at the end. I'm like, oh.
Well, but the thing is with that
It's
is
just
I
a
already know
mission.
Yeah.
Glass, so like it's kind of already. It was just interesting that that Glass character did all this just to figure out.
Oh, I did
His
watch
theory.
something.
Mhm.
We'll come back
Which-
to me.
Interesting.
I'm not a fan of it. But
I liked
I
it.
need to watch Split still.
Yeah, but I heard Glass didn't get good reviews, so
It's not out yet though.
Really? I don't know. I just like M Night Shyamalan at this point. It's like he didn't get a good review. No way.
Yeah, it's not Sixth Sense.
no. But he has improved, I think.
I think he's slowly digging himself out of yes.
Yeah.
He's like putting the
He was
stairs
known
into
as the
the
twist
hole.
guy.
And then some point in time he'll be like, yeah, I'm really interested in doing another Avatar movie.
No, he won't. That will get shut down.
Let's not.
Did he put a twist in that film?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
The Airbender movie?
Yeah.
Is there a twist?
Yeah, it's shit.
That's not a twist, Tony. We see that coming.
Yeah, so the same thing with a happening.
There was a twist.
Yeah,
They just told you the answer to
There's
it
a
really early
comment.
on.
Sorry.
That's super tiny.
That is super tiny. Random question.
Green. It's both.
Yes.
The answer is yes to both.
All
Yeah,
you
the
have
twist
to-
in that Avatar
all
movie
you
was
know.
that it was shit.
It's not a twist, Tony.
Well, I didn't say it was a good twist.
It's true. I don't know. I didn't mind it. I thought it was a decent movie. I remember watching you guys when you talked about it, but
I feel like it could be something better, but
no,
there was something to it, but it was just the execution was poor in my mind.
even the kid.
Oh my god, the kid in the kitchen! I'm like, just do it,
just pull the trigger.
do it, just
he wouldn't.
Kid, just do it.
You know he wouldn't.
And it was just the longest lead up to literally nothing. I couldn't handle it.
No.
If it helps with the actual screen, I was offered to paint the wall green. I chose not to because I didn't want a giant green.
That's true.
Yeah, it's
wall
probably
in
a good
my
idea.
house. It was offered though, very kindly, and I went,
no.
That's a really bright green to be there all the time.
It's a special section of the house.
There's a reason why.
Technically this is a special section of the house because none of this comes down anymore. But
anyways.
Yes. It's been a while, but I was playing Super Smash.
Yeah, you
settle it.
50 characters now.
Ooh, nice.
20 some left.
I think I'm at 30 or so.
Surprised at actually how comfortable I'm feeling with a lot of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I've already unlocked my main, so I'm good.
Done.
Game
over.
Richter, Simon, Snake, and Cloud. I'm good. None of them are Nintendo characters.
No.
Fox.
Yeah, all the characters. There are still a few that I dislike.
Oh yeah.
But I can feel fairly competent.
Yep.
Well, yeah, like once you get the idea of how a character goes, it's like, okay, this is KR rule.
He is
not running.
This is what's gonna knock him out the fastest.
Right.
And so I mean, I really the challenger approaches first thing becomes such a pain in the ass. I may as well just lose on purpose and just wait.
Do it later because then you
do
can use your main.
do easy mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've tried it. I've almost beaten them, but there's no point. And then I walk into the extra stuff,
Yep.
and I'll two-shot them.
Oh yeah.
And I'm done.
Oh yeah, especially when you get to choose the character you're familiar with.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Well, usually my go-to for that extra door thing is Bowser.
Bowser's a good choice.
And just because I slam them constantly.
Bowser's a good choice.
And when they come back floating, I just do the spin and
he's got
launch him again.
He's got a lot of good damage, so
that's my go-to right now.
I have Snake.
Of course it is.
Snake.
Fox.
Snake.
Technically, almost anybody. I don't like the Castlevania guys because of their up B, and I
love their up B.
I always forget that it doesn't actually
that's
jump a jump.
No, yeah, it's very different.
Yeah.
I like their side special.
Yep.
Side special is my favorite.
I'm down with like a lot of their stuff, but every time I play as them, it's like I'm falling and I'm like up B, and I'm like not die faster.
I like the fact that their dash, their running dash with the A,
yeah,
it's got that slide and then like a follow up.
Yeah,
that's super cool. I really dig that.
I think I've unlocked one of them.
They're the same.
They're
one of those Echo characters that's literally an Echo character, not like Ken or Ryu.
Yeah.
Okay, like Samus is though.
Dark Samus is pretty close.
Yes,
I think they changed her missile pretty much. Her missile, I think, and
maybe her movement is
floats
different.
a little. Yeah.
Yeah, her movement is a little slower, I think, as Dark Samus.
That's what I mean. Like, there's a couple little things, but otherwise, yeah.
But, like Ryu and Ken are very different from each other, even though they're Echo fighters.
Well, and that is the point to the Echo fighters is,
Some of them are wildly different. Some of them are basically cut and paste.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't get the max level without you helping me, so I just stick to my 2.0 start.
We play 2-player. Now I can text from my phone.
Okay.
I have the power of Grayskull.
Rebooted. Anything else?
Yes. The big thing that I've been playing that is actually not, or has taken up a lot of my sleep time and school time, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Nice.
Yes.
Is probably my old game of the year. Just gonna say that right now. Loving this thing.
That's good though. I'm glad that series has managed to come back.
There's
been a lot of flack with that lately though, but it's still a good game.
It's really good.
Some people are having some issues with the leveling and how everything's kind of capped, but I don't know.
Well,
I haven't played it.
You get to level 50 and you're done.
Well, no. Things are story capped or something. I don't know. I haven't read into it. The fact that they sell you an experience doubler in the store apparently.
Oh, I don't even look at the store.
No. Yeah, that's the thing.
I was just gonna say, if you don't actually look at the in-game stores for most games, they're good.
Yeah. Destiny, Battlefield.
Well, then why offer it? Well, because, you know.
Overwatch is a different.
There's some people that want to do that.
Well, in Overwatch, like I said, I don't know.
They give it to you as you level, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, I've slowed down on the trophies hunting.
Why?
I was gonna say you usually you build up a bunch of games that you end up having to go back to do the trophy
eventually
hunting.
I would.
Yeah.
But I just there's new games keep
I
coming
know.
out. It's not happening.
So in like 2 years, when there's a lull, you'll.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang them out.
Because you did that one time before. You're like, I'm done with the trophy hunting, and it's like, are you feeling okay?
Well, no, like I still am. Like I look at the trophy list. Okay, this is obtainable.
Yep.
But I'm doing things in this game that I don't really need to do.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
every region, I guess, kind of has their own areas you go to explore, like a outpost or a fort or a cave, and you have to do certain things, and then it will complete it. You completed this little area. Here's experience.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to do that for trophies. I'm
Just
having
do
so
it,
much
yeah.
fun
Those are
with
not
it
doing it.
just
Yeah,
because.
How dare you?
Spider-Man, I was like that.
Yeah.
Where
That-
I would
that's-
just do things because without trophies.
Yeah.
For me, that's just the sign of a good.
Oh yeah, if you just get
Game,
engrossed
like-
in the game enough to just explore.
Like
different
I want
things.
to explore everything. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's a trophy, but as I'm legitimately like I want to go to this area, and I have to go hunt down.
Yeah,
a
the
group
trophy's not driving you. The game's making.
I
you.
love the
It's-
backpacks in Spider-Man. The backpacks in Spider-Man were great.
I actually really enjoyed the backpacks in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Someone was
I didn't
complaining
even
about
look at
them.
them. I just-
Oh,
I just
Game
collected.
Grumps. I was watching. They played Spider-Man. The one guy's like, I didn't even know there was a new Spider-Man game out, and it's like, you've been living under a rock, man. Like, what's up? But either way, they were playing it, and they found one of the backpacks, and it's like, this is a thing we have to collect. How many backpacks did he bloody well have? Nah, just skip the thing, and I'm like, all the story. Read it now. Like, must know more.
It was funny because one of the backpacks in Spider-Man was a wheat cake recipe and a dumpling recipe.
Yep.
And one of the channels I follow is Binging with Babish, and he does.
He did it?
He does cooking stuff, and he's like, this is the holy grail of the stuff that I do, because he normally does things from TV shows,
Yeah.
movies, and video games. And he's like, I have an actual recipe I can follow. And he follows, and he's like, yeah, this works.
This makes
It's-
food.
It's not the best thing I've had in the world, but I can follow this recipe. So, yeah, like that. Good on them in that for collectibles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's really good.
I'll have to get an
It's
Assassin's Creed game.
I mean,
again.
I haven't played Origins. There is a quick reference to it.
I feel like I would rather play Origins first.
I don't know.
They make reference to it, so
It's not a
once-
reference thing. I just think it's because it's the same kind of open world game and play loot based kind of
Mhm.
thing
Yeah.
that they've done. Like Origins apparently was better than Odyssey, from what I've heard. So
Then good because I gotta play Origins still too.
Just go
The only-
backwards.
well, technically you're going forwards because Odyssey takes place before
Yeah.
Origins.
Just go backwards
which
till
is
you
weird
hit-
because that's a bad name for Assassin's Creed Origins if it's the
Don't
I don't
talk
think
to
they
me.
were
Do you
planned.
want to get back into the whole like Planet of the Apes discussion? Because we can get there
Metal
if you really
Gear.
want it.
Metal Gear. Why is it Metal Gear Solid 3 and then it takes place before everything else, and then there's Metal Gear Solid 4 and then yeah. And then Metal Gear Solid 5 comes out, and then that's between 3
And then
and
Survive.
1, and then yeah, sad about Metal Gear. Real sad.
The only
Pachinko.
I would look for that while I'm there.
I was gonna say you're there. You
I'm
might as
gonna
well
try, I'm
look.
gonna try and find one. I'm gonna try and find a Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Pachinko and play it, just to say like I did it.
Selfie.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's different styles. It's not even just being an assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more than just being. like,
You could be a
sneaky.
warrior,
Oh, nice.
hunter, so you're more bow
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
So I can be Lara Croft now.
They've really veered away from the assassinating stuff.
Well, no, the assassination is still
You just
Well,
have
like the
more
sneaky-
ways to do it.
there's. I haven't. I don't know. Maybe that's where I missed it out on Origins, but there is no creed. Like, it's
Nope.
maybe it's just in Origins. It's where the group started, but
I thought it was
kind
a-
of Odyssey. It's like before they were classified as.
I don't think they know
this.
anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say the last time I thought
I think Ubisoft's just like, guys, we're just gonna.
I thought
make
Assassin's
games.
Creed 2 Brotherhood was when they really started kicking the Brotherhood stuff off.
The Brotherhood stuff, but not the Creed. The Creed had existed before with Altair and all of that stuff, so it was obviously
It's like-
pre-Altair.
But
Yeah.
it's like they don't know where their fiction begins and ends.
That's where
It's the
maybe
problem.
Origins was. Is that's where they came up with everything.
There was the origin of the Creed.
yeah,
I guess
and
so.
the
And the hoods and the
I can't remember the bad
blades.
guys.
And the cutting off the fingers.
I can't remember
you gotta
the bad
cut the
guys.
fingers off, guys.
Yes.
It's
well,
very
because there's no blades. It's you have Leonidas's spear.
yeah. It's a lot more not magical, but a lot more mystical. And,
Yeah.
and
Well, that's
very
what the Greek
supernatural
were.
now.
You mean it's not like geared towards actual historian
It's not
actual facts that have happened in time?
I love I would love the disclaimer in front of Assassin's Creed game. Not related to like real world events. Anything related to.
Well, but there is a mode, and I'm not sure if it's available in the base game or if you have to like request it or whatever. But there is like an educational mode to Origins.
Origins. Yeah,
where they take out all of the mystical weird stuff, and they're just like, here is like you'll take a boat and you go to
And it's all
places and it's like
in-engine.
here it's all in the game and it's like this is like the great whatever and you're
the
like
pyramid.
oh cool yeah
Remember the pyramids? This was built in the blank year.
and it just gives you information as opposed to so you can still traverse the world and go through it but they take all
there's
of the
no
like
They take all like bullshit out.
yeah
There's actually a couple things I found interesting. Like there was when you're setting up your character.
yeah
There's either a simple mode where it's okay. Here's the mission. Go do it.
Which character are you playing as? The guy or the girl?
guy.
Really? I thought the girl was better in terms of narrative.
think
Like
it's the same.
her performance is apparently like 10 times better than the guys.
yeah
But that's all I heard. Like she was up for awards and everything, so I don't.
Yeah. But there's that. It's either get the mission and just go do it.
Yeah.
And it's automatically on your map, or there's part of the conversation pieces that are in the white. That give you hints on where to go on the map.
you know what I don't mind that kind of thing.
It was like, if I set it to simple, like I just want to just
Yeah.
go. I don't want to just have to keep talking to people.
It's
all
been
the time.
a long time since games were like that, though, where it was like, the mountain you need to explore is like southwest of this village.
Yeah,
I think.
Like it's up to you to put the marker on your map.
Yeah, and head out and hope to God you've hit the right space.
Well, if it does, you just have to search around.
Yeah.
Um,
That's like Subnautica. They kind of give you the same shtick, where it's like you get a transmission where they're like, oh, this pod landed and it's southwest of this pod, and I'm like, I don't even have a compass yet.
I think if it's written in engine or if it's written in as part of the story, where it's like, yes, you'd have no survival gear, find stuff, then that makes a little bit of sense.
But I like it in games where it was like, oh, or take this path and you'll eventually get to where you're supposed to go.
Yeah, it's the hit.
At the same time, I also do like when they're just like, here is where you're headed.
Well, then,
there's
but you can see where it was in some of them, where it's like,
Destiny's
this person is this close to this, in this area.
But I think it's up to the story writers and the narrative to make it that compelling. To when you get to that point, it's like this is some additional story. It's more than just. It's not like Fallout 76 here, guys. Come on.
It's good.
Audio logs, everything.
No, but I just like to go out and just do the missions. And just go collect the experience because I'm trying to get
nice
to 50
that the
so I can. Because the people I'm trying to go after, they are maxed out, and they're mercenaries. I'm a mercenary. No, I am. And so there's even mercenary levels. So there's the top guy. There's the top mercenary in the world, and I'm like tier 7.
Is it kind of like the what's that thing? Nemesis? Yeah, the Nemesis system.
No.
It sounds like that because that was
no.
cool.
There's no Nemesis. I've died from the mercenaries, and that doesn't happen.
Oh, that's not as fun.
I've become more powerful.
No, but the guy you can climb the ranks
Last
of mercenary.
time we met, I will.
You're
got an
supposed
eye
to
patch.
do that. The other thing I do like is the missions. How because one guy, a doctor I talked to, said, "Here's 2 things.
Yeah,
I need my book from this guy, but here's stuff about what you're actually after.
Yeah,
you can do. Here's the missions, and then you can choose which order you want to do them in.
Oh yeah.
And so I went after the thing I wanted to do first, and then went after the book, so I could go talk to him again.
Mm-hmm.
And well, because you went and did this mission, this guy died.
Oh.
And because you didn't get my book fast enough.
Interesting.
So it's a little bit. There's time sensitive stuff. That's cool.
Well, not. Yes and no. I think it's just a matter of how you want to play it. What do you feel is more important to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure if I would have got the book.
So it's putting in decisions back into video games where it can change what you're doing.
Yeah.
Fallout 76 could totally learn something from that.
Where it's I go and do a mission and I kill someone and then a quest comes up. Oh, you just started this quest. I'm like, okay. And then I go turn it in and the guy's like, oh, I need you to go kill this person for me. And your character's like, guess what? I'm done. Where's my money?
You're already dead, yo.
Yeah, pretty much. I killed him for you. Don't worry. Give me money.
Pay up, bitches.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Give me the money. Show me the money.
You can play that way with your characters. Be a super cocky guy, and
yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing that game at some point in time. So
it's really good.
Nice.
Maybe on the Switch Cloud version.
No.
Yeah, you can play it in Japan. Like, you can play it all over the cloud.
Wait till it's on sale again.
That's the only reason why I got it, is because it was on sale.
Origins is on. It'll ding me every time. It's like, oh, it's on sale right now. I'll play it. I'm like, not right now. I'm in the middle of stuff.
And
You got me on a
I
bad
don't need another game on my list.
And that's usually it. It's like,
You got me on a bad time.
this one's on sale, and I'm like, I just bought like 3 games. Thank
So
you.
buy 'em more.
I'm good.
Nope. Cool.
But yeah, it's definitely an early contender for old game of my year.
Good.
Nice.
Good. Well, here it looks great. It's like,
It's
visually, it's one of those cool looking like
The-
they
these
know how to
fight.
They know how to panorama.
The boat fights are a little more of the challenge, for me.
Bring on the boat fights.
And cool. Anything else?
No.
All right, I had one more thing.
What did you watch?
Night School or Night, yeah.
Oh,
with,
yeah, yeah.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that?
Funny. I get like
I guess.
Are you trying to say it's just a comedy?
it's a comedy movie. It's legit. You turn it on, you giggle at some of the jokes and because the characters are wild in this
It's
film.
a comedy. It's a cartoonish.
It's like they took Community and tried to do their best Community, but with because they are. It's night class, and Kevin Hart is kind of the straight.
Jeff.
He's the straight character almost.
The Jeff character.
He's good at talking, but Jeff was.
He was over an underachiever at the same time.
Jeff was smart, but didn't put in the effort.
Yeah.
Because he knew he could talk his way out of stuff. This guy, you learn very quickly right off the bat. He's writing his SAT, and all of a sudden numbers and letters and words start flying off the page, and he's having like an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, he's got a learning disability. Neat. Like, it's like you can. They're portraying what a disability would look like, of learning disability, visually. Now he looks like a crazy person because it pans back to where he's like trying to grab it in physical like form, whereas opposed to people with learning disabilities just go and freak out.
Yeah.
Either way, he freaks out and doesn't write his SAT, but he becomes a really good businessman because he can talk his way through stuff.
Yeah.
So he ends up in night school because he loses his job and subsequently has to get his job, but all he needs is his GED, which means he needs to finish the SAT.
Yeah.
He ends up in a class with like the woman who is in an oppressive like marriage and the immigrant who wants to become a dental hygienist because he can't pronounce the G in hygienist. He ends up with the jock dad who's trying to connect with his son again. There's a guy who's coming through on Skype because he's in prison.
Yes.
So he's
Sounds-
in
that
night
sounds
I remember the trailers.
There's a
This
guy in the
sounds
back who doesn't trust technology, so the guy on the TV is like, Satan to him sort of thing.
It sounds like a weird comedic Breakfast Club meets Community.
It really is, and then there's a part of it that is that movie where they go to steal the stupid test scores.
Yes.
There's-
With Chris Evans and
Yeah,
Wait,
there's
Chris Evans is in this film.
no,
Black Widow and
from like ages ago. They go to Accepted or whatever.
No, it wasn't Accepted.
One of those flicks though that came out where
Chris
it was
Evans and Scarlett
Johansson. They go to steal test scores.
That's when they were dating.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But either way, like
in that movie.
There's part of that where there's like a heist shtick to it because they don't think they can pass a certain test without the answers.
Yeah.
Of course.
And they bond and they relate and all of these things. And eventually the teacher does figure out like that he has some kind of learning disability. And then it's working around his learning disability to make sure he can pass his SAT.
Oh.
So yeah, there's like the feel-good moments, but at the same time he's trying to keep all of this from his fiance because he's pretended that he has had money all this time. And really he was just skating by, but she's really successful. So he can't tell her that he's in night school, so he's also working at like a Kentucky Fried Chicken at like in his off hours so he can at least pay rent.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's Kevin Hart, so it's produced by him too, like it's from his production company.
Cool.
So we're going to get more of these like quick off the cuff kind of
fine.
comedies from Kevin Hart, and it's like it's a good
That's fine.
it's a good date movie. It's a fun comedy to watch if you're with the guys sort of thing cuz
Even ride along with it.
yes,
I
Yeah.
like those.
very much so, where you're just like, oh, Kevin Hart's going to be silly and funny, and I'm going to laugh, and this
a
is
lot of short jokes.
a lot of short jokes. Yeah. you know, a lot of jokes where his voice starts
short.
a lot of jokes where his voice starts getting really high, and people comment on the fact that he's like, you know, doing that thing with his voice again. Yeah. So yes.
Cool.
Good flick. Rent it. Don't, you know.
I'll find it.
I already have it. Don't worry.
You know.
Don't.
It's good.
I've got a device.
But that's what I mean. Like it's worth watching. It's funny. It's cute. It's
Cool.
The only groundbreaking thing they did in this movie was the relationship between him and the female teacher. Because it is like they play it up. You're going like, oh no, okay, so he's gonna leave his fiance because, you know, she does something, but he'll fall in love with the teacher and da da da. Like you know, every comedy.
A little cliche, but.
And they don't end up they flip that kind of on its head a little bit in a funny way, but which is cool. Like it's like, oh, there was some thought process to part of this film.
Cool.
So there you go.
Cool. Thanks for joining us. We're good. We're good, gents. Yes.
Hit the button with the thingy, the
thumbs.
thumbs.
Subscribe on YouTube. I hear YouTube is working.
YouTube's working now.
So do your YouTube. Now you can hit the YouTube. Smash that like button.
You can subscribe to us on YouTube. You
Smash
can follow us on Twitch. I don't know how Mixer works, but that's one of the things you can do.
Put the follow.
Follow or you know.
You can follow us everywhere on our social media.
If you'd like to support us, you know, thank you. If you'd like to support us,
yeah.
Just like
what he said.
Just like that.
Do both.
Or she said.
Why not both?
She. But
cool.
Yes, thanks for doing all of the lovely things and share with people, so you know that we can be, you know, loved by more people and all of that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Either way, thanks for
Spread
watching.
the
See
love.
you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.